Okay, Zatima fans, thanks to everyone that sent me the information from Rotten Tomatoes about the episode titles and all the synopsis information for episodes 1 through 10. So essentially, every episode between October 3rd and the 31st, we're going to go over what we do know right now. And with that being said, keep in mind 2 weeks from today, September 19th. The show will be coming back on BET Plus. So 2 weeks until we have Zatima back on the streaming platform. And before going into this information, make sure you know that, hey, this is kind of spoilerish, but at the same time, it's official info released to the public, so it is fair game to cover. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're up to date whenever I post content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Now, counting the cost. After Gladys's death and financial setback, Zach and Fatima thrive to rebuild their lives. Jeremiah's depression puts Fatima at risk. Desperation puts Fatima at risk. Now, I'm guessing that the cliffhanger ending of this episode is when Jeremiah confronts Fatima in the parking garage of the law firm about Gladys's life insurance policy. Now, as to whether or not the episode ends with Fatima on the ground, I'm thinking it probably will, just because that definitely seems like a cliffhanger ending type of scene. Now, honestly, I do feel like there is some sort of time skip here. I'm not talking about months, but it just seems like strive to rebuild their lives. I'm thinking a few weeks have passed. It just seems like, I don't know. I'm guessing. But like I said, once the episode drops, maybe we'll get an idea of how much time has passed. Because remember, his mom died and financial setback. I wonder if that's in reference to Bryce screwing up Rise Ventures' money, which in turn affected both him and Zach. So hopefully that didn't impact Zach's finances a lot. I'm guessing maybe the quote-unquote financial setback is the money Zach had to spend for his mom's time in the hospital. Just keep that in mind. All right, now on to episode 2. Oh, actually, going back real quick, counting the cost. I'm thinking that title refers back to Gladys's death, the life insurance policy, and the whole Rise Ventures money thing. Okay, episode 2, Brother's Keeper. Jeremiah's continued drug habits opens a world of new issues for Zach and Fatima. In an attempt to make up for their financial loss, Zach and Bryce visit new opportunities. After feeling deceived, Zach starts to doubt everyone's allegiance. Now, on to the first part. Yeah, I'm guessing the new issues definitely pertain to Fatima getting attacked by Jeremiah. That's my guess right there. Now, in terms of making up for their financial loss, I guess even though Bryce was unable to unfreeze the assets of Rise Ventures, Zach and Bryce probably did not come out of that unscathed. I mean, they probably had to pay, I don't know, interest or a penalty for dropping out of the deal. I don't know. But regardless, Bryce really screwed up, and that impacted both of their bank accounts. Now, in terms of their new opportunities, my guess is probably just looking at new properties to invest in. But yeah, Bryce really freaked up things. And in terms of Zach starting to doubt everyone's allegiance, okay. Maybe because everyone's kind of acting funny around him because of the Jeremiah thing. But why would Zach start to doubt everyone's allegiance when Bryce is the one that screwed up? So maybe certain things happen in this episode to have him, kind of scratching his head. Now on to week 2 of episodes 3 and 4. Decisions. Zach gets a major offer from an unexpected source. Now, I have no idea what this unexpected source could be. Could it be Gary related? It would be interesting because considering in Sistas, we know that Zach put some of his money into Gary's company to invest. So, I'm not saying Gary's going to appear on screen, but it could always be like a phone call or an email or something. I don't know, maybe because Bryce goes to Gary. Remember, he works for Gary's company. I don't know, maybe Bryce feels bad, rightfully so, for screwing over, his business partner. And maybe because Gary dropped out of the deal at the last second and heard about the impact that him not investing with Zach and Bryce meant to their company, maybe he decides, well, hey, you know what? How about you take some of your money and I'll try to flip it for you. That's possible. I could be wrong, but hey, that's the only thing I could think of right now. Nathan tries to convince Fatima to tell Zach the truth about Jeremiah. That's crazy that Nathan would be the one to suggest this. We know Angela's going to say, hey, you can't hide it. You got that bruise on your head. So for Nathan to come out, that's pretty interesting. Episode 4, Help Yourself. And also, we do get this picture on Rotten Tomatoes showing that it's Nathan and Angela on the pavement after that car accident. Angela follows Bryce to the hospital following his traumatic car accident and stays by his side. So basically, it seems that Bryce, for whatever reason, decides to ram his car into Angela's ride. Or, I'm not Angela's truck, probably Sean's truck. And good grief. Zach learns that there is more to Preston than meets the eye. Not sure at all what that means. Zach learns that there is more to Preston than meets the eye. So is there a secret Preston has? Is there, I don't know, more to why he came back to ATL to visit his buddy? I have no idea. But I'm tripping on the fact that Bryce really drove his car into Sean's on purpose because he's pissed off. That's sheesh. Episode 5, Game Changers. Zach and Fatima plan Zach's mother's funeral while Jeremiah avoids all contact with Zach. Simply put, it seems that Jeremiah, out of guilt for what he did to Fatima, is avoiding his brother because maybe he kind of sobered up after what he did to Fatima, and he's like, oh man, like I gotta stay away from my brother. He's gonna kick my ass. And that's really all I have to say about this episode. Episode 6, No More Lies. Angela and Bryce have a heart-to-heart that puts their relationship into a new perspective. I mean, I'm confused as to what these two are. Are they back together? I don't know. And a new perspective. It's hard to read these two as a quote-unquote pairing because Angela has every right not to be with Bryce, if kind of like with the Sabrina Calvin dynamic. If Angela isn't into the same kinks and whatnot that Bryce is into, like being swingers, then she's free to not interact with him in that way. Yet she goes out and hooks up with these random dudes whenever. And then when Bryce tries to say something about it, it's like, we're not together, Bryce. But then wasn't it that one time last season where Bryce was in the same building that the law firm and Angela's job is in? And Angela sees Bryce taking another woman out to lunch, and then she's going to catch an attitude with him. And it's like, what are you mad for? You're not together. Plus, you were neighing like a horse when you were in bed with Sean the other night. So what's going on there? So, I'm very puzzled to see how this is going to go down. Belinda pulls a fast one on Tyrone and gets him to divulge information he shouldn't be sharing. Now, I did look it up, and Tyrone is the name of the man that works at the barbershop. So I'm guessing she possibly learns about the situation about Jeremiah because, Nathan and Tony have probably been talking about it at the barbershop. And then if Tyrone told Belinda, that might explain how Zach finds out. Maybe. Episode 7, Losing It. And we get a picture of Bryce and Preston. After learning the totality of the situation between Fatima and Zach, Zach is out for blood. So this episode is probably the beginning of the dissension of Zach's psyche. He's going to go ape. When I say ape, I mean Great Ape from Dragon Ball. Episode 8, Brothers and Enemies. Zach sees red when he has an opportunity to settle a score. Preston and Bryce struggle to connect with each other outside of Zach. I don't know, maybe I am under the assumption that these two will not be a pairing. I just don't really see it. Never saw Preston as the kind of person to have sugar in the tank. But maybe it's one of those kind of friendship things. It's like, hey, we see each other a lot because of Zach, so let's see if we can connect outside of Zach as, buddies. I don't know, but I don't really think they're really going to find much in common. But yeah, Zach sees red. So I wonder if this is the episode where Zach finds his brother and beats the crap out of him. Episode 9, Mercy Me. Everyone is terrified after Jeremiah's altercation, and his fate is in Zach's hands. Yeah, this definitely seems like the aftermath of episode 8, with the cliffhanger possibly being Zach beating the crap out of his brother, and then Connie comes to stop him before he goes too far. Fatima warns Angela about her frequent interactions with men. Angela, stop being a Danny and having your hot girl summer, because you're probably going to mess around with the wrong one at some point. And then finally, episode 10, the mid-season finale, Twin Flames. Zach spirals out of control while confronting Jeremiah. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I was wrong a few moments ago, but I originally stated in several videos that I think the Zach beating the crap out of his brother scene is going to be the mid-season finale episode. Angela and Bryce have a heart-to-heart moment while at the Wait, what? Didn't they have that? Hang on a sec. Okay, this is episode 10. Yeah, episode 6. Angela and Bryce have a heart-to-heart that puts their relationship into a new perspective. Episode 10. Angela and Bryce have a heart-to-heart moment. Another one? Another one. I don't know what's going on there. All right. Finally, while at the hospital, Nathan and Connie receive information that could change the trajectory of Zach's life forever. Holy crap. What if I was, initially wrong and it turns out that Jeremiah dies in the hospital? And then because of this news, Zach, you killed your brother. And then in terms of how that's going to change his life, he's probably going to prison. But then again, I still like my theory where it's like, even if Jeremiah does die, it's probably not for Zach's beatdown, which evidently didn't help, but maybe because he had a bunch of drugs or something in his system, and then that, was truly the cause of his death. But yeah, this is some pretty interesting stuff. So those were the episode titles and synopsis for the first half of Zatima Season 3. Let me know what episode stood out to you. What are you most excited to see? And remember, October 3rd is the return date. All right, with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video.